The Guam Solid Waste Authority passed a resolution today requesting the governor pursue legal action against all potentially responsible parties that disposed hazardous waste in the Ordot landfill. According to news files, the U.S. Navy built the Ordot landfill and used it to dispose of municipal and military waste for 13 years before it was transferred to the local government. In 1983, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency added the dump to the national priorities list, and in 1988, the agency issued a Superfund record of decision, noting that the Navy was, quote, a potentially responsible party for environmental contamination at the landfill. But remedial actions under the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act of 1980, or CERCLA, were inappropriate at that time. The Solid Waste Authority Board believes now is the right time for the government to pursue that specific type of litigation and recover any costs it can associated with closing the dump. The board requested the governor bring a lawsuit and asked that lawmakers provide the necessary legislation to prosecute the government's claims. Because GovGuam had to obtain a bond to comply with district court mandates imposed by the consent decree at a cost of $360 million, the board believes it must explore this avenue. Interim board chair Andrew Gale noting today that the GSWA owes it to its customers, quote, not to leave any stone unturned, and says the litigation results could contribute to the viability of the authority. The resolution specifically notes that the Solid Waste Operations Fund is not sufficient to cover the full cost of consent decree requirements. Board member Joe Duenas said he felt the board has an obligation to attempt to recover costs by whatever means it can. Federal Receiver Representative David Manning, meanwhile, says the government will waste its money if it pursues the litigation. Manning saying the receiver and the attorney general both determined that there was no likelihood of success with pursuing a lawsuit against the U.S. Navy. He notes that GovGuam has the right to do as it chooses, but he maintains that pursuing litigation will be extremely costly. Reporting from Adelup for Guam's News Network, I'm Mindy Egan.